God's sake, I'm so tired of this work. I mean, this one, everybody's making me freaking angry.
Yo,
this one goes.
Are you okay?
No. Not.
Are you okay? What's up? What's up?
Work, people, everything driving me crazy. Like overloaded, and everybody's rushing and asking things to do, and nobody's like thinking what you're going through. I'm so mad.
It's okay. Calm down. What happened?
I don't want to talk. I just want to stay away from people because you guys make me mad. I need time with myself. I need to be angry and break things.
All right.
Is there anything to break?
Yo. Okay, we'll put that back down. Calm down. I'll give you some space to yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Just calm down, but don't do anything dangerous.
Go away. I won't.
Okay.
So angry. Whatever. What I was doing. I don't even remember what I was doing.
Equalify. Hi. Ugh.
I'm so frustrated. I know. Stop it.
You have some anger issues. You gotta calm down.
I'll try my best. Yes, we are going to talk about negative emotions, guys, as you can see. Negative emotions!
And more specifically, anger.
Anger, that emotion which we taught from childhood to not express, hide. Anger is not good, anger is bad, you know, like bad cope, good cope thing. Yeah. So what do you think of this emotion? How often do you get angry?
Growing up, I was taught to not be angry. I thought any negative emotion is bad. So all I did was suppress everything. I just like didn't.
As many other kids.
Right? You just like hold it inside, but you think you had you it's gone, but it's still in there. Like every time it's like building up.
Yeah, it started I think from childhood when you were angry at your parents and you can't do anything about it because first of all they're adults, they're parents, what are you gonna do? You can't shout at them, or even if you do, they're like, oh, you are ungrateful little brat.
You brat.
Yeah.
I think now, like, I think through my teenage phase, I started, like, when I'm looking back now, I realize that I started talking, like, shouting at my parents and talking in a way, like, with so much disrespect. I think just like in that heated moment, and I still admit I still do that at times now, but the only difference is now I feel guilty after I do it.
So you didn't feel guilty when you did as a child?
Like during my teenage phase, you don't reflect as much. You just feel like
yeah,
they don't get me,
true.
they don't understand me. I just feel so angry, like But now it's like I shout at them, and then afterwards I'm like, oh man, like I feel like I upset them, like just want to like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How about for you?
Yeah.
So your boss tells you something like, hey, can you come in at work at this time? Like, how do you handle that? Like as the role play was shown, like, do you like slam things or like?
Oh, no, I would probably be just, it depends how bad, like if it's Sunday morning, I'm not supposed to work or somebody else could do that, it's just me, I would probably just be angry, just like say things out loud. And I'd probably slam maybe the door or just throw the pillow, but then I think I kind of control my anger now, so it stays shorter than before. And maybe after work I come home and if let's say my friend or family or whoever asking, hey, how was your day? I was like, oh my god, you can't believe so this stupid person called me this time, and can you imagine? So
do you feel better?
Yes, absolutely. So do not hold it in, just share. Like I think there are people who not really doing it and I don't know if they used to that or they just think that you don't have to do that. They're not sharing and I feel weird about it. Just let it go. What about you?
There are times where people can be emotionally resilient. It's not that they can't feel anything. It's that depends. There's a spectrum, right? There are people that can just numb everything. Like no matter what happens, it's like, so what? Like these things are out of my control. There's that type of mindset.
Yeah.
And then there are people that are like, they understand, like they focus on the solution.
Yeah.
And they are so focused on that it doesn't really become an issue. and maybe it bugs them later on, and they're like, oh
maybe.
man, like it accumulates. But per se for me, I never thought that I was someone who could get easily frustrated or angered, but I would always be afraid of telling the person like, this is how I felt.
Yeah.
This is FN.
Yeah.
This is how it.
We just
made me
don't want to
angry.
hurt other people's feelings, so that's why we keep it inside. Yeah, like for example, with even my misophonia situation, I wouldn't say, "Can you please eat quietly?" because it irritates me. I would keep it inside. It would drive me mad. I would like to punch that person, but I wouldn't do anything. But I wouldn't want to that person be uncomfortable,
Right.
but I would be uncomfortable instead. But now I'm just just letting people know how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah. And then in that case, being angry is like, sometimes it comes from like a lack of communication. So when someone assumes something like, but it's this and your trigger. And I think when I grew up with my parents, they would assume a lot of things. And I was very self-aware that I'm not angry just because I'm angry. I'm angry because they said something and I wanted to prove them that that's not the case, or this is my view. And now I notice this has affected me now in this day, that when someone says something, I have to over explain myself.
Same
I do
here.
that all the time, and it's so annoying, frustrating. Like I have to prove a point that it's now affecting my friendships, like to the point it's like, I understand, like this is my pain. I try to go, but this is that. It's just simple. You just have to like understand, but like it's just crazy how things like can build up. But it's okay that when you're self-aware that you know these are your certain triggers, like try to regulate and see, okay, next time I should try avoid saying this.
So and I think that talking to someone about how you're feeling is a good thing, because sometimes I'm angry and maybe I just see things differently, and then let's say I'm talking to you, I'm explaining you what was my problem, why I'm angry and so on, right? And you're like, oh, actually, that's not such a big deal, and that person actually was right, and blah blah, and I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. This,
like,
and I'm like, and then next time if I'm in similar situation, I would like, oh, okay, maybe overreacting or something, So not if you're angry, if it touches your emotions and so on, it doesn't always mean that you are right and
they're wrong.
So you go ahead, be angry, express your feelings, but then when you cool down, look at the situation with a cool feelings and see if it was your fault or what can you do to not have the same problem in the future.
Right. There's another type of anger where it's adding fire to it, like a firecracker. Like everyone's like, but this is and then oh my god, like when you're fighting about something, like hey, you didn't do the dishes today, or like you didn't like sweep the floor or something, and then the other person drags things from another situation that you made a mistake
long time ago,
and everything gets put to today, and I'm like, because I'm a type of person who's like, I forget about the past. Like once I've expressed it, I'm angered, I forget about it. Like so what? But then if you constantly bring the stuff from the past and you're like, you can't push yourself forward. But it's understand, like everyone has their own type of ways of coping. But that's difficult, because then you're always fighting, and it's like it's like hidden.
So and sometimes, as you mentioned, lack of communication, right? So you are willing to communicate, you are willing to share your emotions and say why you're angry and solve the problem, but the other person is like, I don't give a shit, I don't want to talk about it, blah blah blah.
Like blocked ears.
And it's really irritates you, like you can't express emotions.
You
it's
want
literally
to.
blocking it.
You want to do something about it.
And it's annoying.
Talk to the hand. Talk to my hand.
Go away. It's not. I think it's very childish behavior if somebody does it. Just sit and talk. If you don't want to talk, but sit and listen to a person and just hear their point of view, and that's it. At least let them talk.
So the morale is like, sometimes like even if you're angry, like we know that it can give you that like out, but then sometimes you think that the best way is to cool down first.
That's
come to another time and talk about what happened. And try to resolve this, or else it's just gonna keep going worse. Focus on things that you can control. The things I think it's important to like sometimes like take yourself out of the situation. Try to observe like also yourself, because if I didn't do this, then I would never think that I have a problem with anger. Or man, humans, everyone has like issues. No one's perfect. No one's ever gonna have the best attitude of all the emotions. It's just like you're sliding. But we try to avoid things that hurt other people's feelings as we can.
And you can't be happy all the time and cheerful and excited. We can't have positive energy all the time. Sometimes we have rainy days, so we can see the sunny and appreciate sunny day better. So negative emotions is not a bad thing. So you also like learning about yourself, how to deal in different kind of situations, because life is not so easy. So
positive emotions, negative emotions, it's a balance. Hope you
Yeah.
guys understand more about some anger that we have.
And
it's
hopefully you
normal.
guys learn how to deal with your emotions, because your emotions belongs to you. And so my advice will work for you, so you just see what works for you.
Right.
How you control yourself.
That's right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Hugs, positive emotions.
No, you need to go see counseling to solve your anger issues.
You sure? You sure?
Talking to me won't help. You